What's poppin', y'all? This is Deidre with One Shot Game, man. You already know how the motto go. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to help improve your life. The choice is yours on which route you choose to take. Now, as I always say, you get two choices: the ability to faithfully settle in the life that has been set out for you, or the ability to pave a path towards your destiny. That choice is also up to you. So before I get into the title of my video, I want to say a big shout out to all my supporters. You guys are great. And even the ones behind the scenes, I see y'all too. So look, the title of this video is going to be on the fact that I truly believe people have to understand that the devil, which is not some little man under the ground, like Kevin Gates has said, you know what I'm saying? It's inside the people. And these oftentimes are low vibrational people that are attracted to things of the earthly realm, which are things outside of them that has them vibrate on a higher frequency, not internal. You know what I'm saying? They have nothing to give internally because they died with whatever they sold their soul to. You know what I'm saying? So listen, understanding and realizing these people are very charming. They have everything that you think a person could want or could have in life. You know what I'm saying? On the surface, because that's what you truly believe, especially if you're a person who lives by sight and not faith. If you live by sight, you look at everything on the outside as far as appearance, what you think a person have, how they're talking to you, money wise, all that, because all that is attractive to you. All that is all the things that are outside of your true nature of your soul, which is exactly the very things that the devil capitalizes on. That's how he becomes stronger, by trapping people into that web. You know what I'm saying? So again, understanding and being mindful that you could be able to get to a space in your life on a frequency of high vibration by understanding your soul and walking by faith and not sight to acquire the very things that have you in a loop going round and round and round. You know what I'm saying? Listen, let me help you understand something. People that move by sight and not faith are very powerfully strong in a certain structure. You know what I'm saying? And they are the people that basically put on an appearance, you know what I'm saying, an attitude, a mannerisms to attract people that think they're a certain way. But deep down inside, you know what I'm saying, their soul is not happy. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, they have a mission which is directed by the leader of the people moving in the dark, is to be able to capitalize off of people who have good souls to be able to manifest into your life the very things that I got you to sell your soul to. You know what I'm saying? So understanding and realizing that because these devils have, you know what I'm saying, demons, whatever you want to call them, they're still people, you know what I'm saying, that still have a heart. But then some of them really sold their soul. There's no coming back. And they basically have insecurities, wounds, things that affect them so much that made them sell their soul, that they oftentimes can spot them out in other people. And it sends off an alert to them that makes them target someone, you feel me, that they feel has an insecurity, a lack, or a need. You know what I'm saying? To be able to give them something in a negative aspect of where they're struggling with, to make them think, or you feel me, put them in a loop to where they will do anything to acquire these certain things because it triggers them so much, right? And imagine after getting those things or acquiring those things or having them for the little hour to 30 seconds to 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying, why you keep feeling empty in the inside once it's no longer, you know what I'm saying, handed to you on a daily basis. Because you got to think about it like this. When you're a person that's, say for instance, I'm going to use myself, stability is something that is so extreme to me. You feel me? I feel as if you got that, you know what I'm saying, you is going to be straight. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere where you can be able to be, to take care and be who you are inside your own space, right? So it's almost as if when that's snatched from you, your mind goes into a certain loop of thinking. You know what I'm saying? To where if you're not careful and you're not strong enough to be able to acquire that, you will jeopardize your level of thinking into something sinister to be able to acquire that, which is the very thing that these dark individuals / demons are attracted to. You know what I'm saying? But realizing and understanding that it comes with consequences. You know what I'm saying? That a lot of people basically adjust to and get acquainted with simply because they're in this loop that they don't know how to get out of. You know what I'm saying? Understanding and realizing that the universe has control of that. There is nothing that you can do. You know what I'm saying? But realize and know that everything in your life that you think you may have hidden from someone, or it's something you really didn't want to do but you did, you know what I'm saying? I promise you, these dark individuals, once they connect with you on a soul level, are able to see those very things. You know what I'm saying? And what they try to do is they try to connect with you on a mental level to tap in and do something to trigger you in a way to where you go back into this spiral. You know what I'm saying? Because that's their sole intention. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand and be mindful that emotional intelligence and becoming stronger in being able to handle your triggers is what causes you to basically push back that attack and push it back on them. You know what I'm saying? To where now they're going to have to be able to look at the very thing that held them back in their life. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to siphon it off of someone else. I'm telling you right now, they have been making us truly believe that the devil, demons, whatever you want to call them, is under the ground. It's a man. No, that's not the truth. Because if we knew for real the truth behind people who really operate in a demonistic way, you know what I'm saying, they would lose power and control. It will be hard to siphon people's energy because people will be woke to, I have the power to control my own mind instead of allowing it to be controlled by someone else. You know what I'm saying? And this just goes for everybody. You feel me? No one is exempt. If you have a weak mind, someone will come in and try to control it. You know what I'm saying? In any way that they can. So the best thing you can do is take anything that triggers you and try your best to put up a wall of defense. You know what I'm saying? So that you do not allow people to easily come in and try to control you by the very things that they know are your weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? It's proven facts. You'll be tested every day. It's a lot of people in certain systems that are very crafty and knowledgeable at doing this, and you wonder why a lot of the times you feel soulless, or you feel like you've given up on life, or you don't have the energy to move on to the next day. It's simply because there are people in your energetic field that are very aware of, you know what I'm saying, your insecurities and your downfalls, and their whole purpose is to siphon that energy, you know, from you, to be able to have you stay in a certain state of mind so that it benefits them. You know what I'm saying? I see it every single day, that it just amazes me how, you know what I'm saying, I'm constantly around people in the situation I'm in, and it's almost as if like they're so more concerned about material possessions but not really getting their soul together. So imagine if I'm a person that knows that, and I take away all the material possessions, all ways you can get them, and then you're stuck with your soul again. You're going to be depressed. You're going to be upset. You're not going to know how to move forward because your soul was reliant on your physical appearance or your money or just earthly things, period. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if you walk by faith and not sight, you will be able to acquire those things without having to sell your soul for them. You know what I'm saying? Which means your integrity, your boundaries, who you are. You won't be out here, you know what I'm saying, doing things that you know you don't want to be okay with doing just to sell yourself short, to be able to have certain things to please a certain crowd. Because really, if you think about it, when you look good, you look nice, you smell good, of course it's for yourself, but it's also for everybody around you. You know what I'm saying? But imagine them, the people that have it, are not selling themselves short to get it, and then you're doing everything you can to backlip and turn to get it. You know what I'm saying? It's a big difference between the two. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand and be mindful that there are a lot of people around that can see and understand and capitalize off of the well-being of others' mental state. Like, that is how they survive in the world. You know what I'm saying? So they get into certain positions, they're caught into certain areas to be able to be powerful enough to not show no emotion and to try to capitalize off of people's mental mind state so that they can continue to survive in a world where they're just solely on money. You know what I'm saying? Solely on material gains, solely on sex, solely on relationships. You know what I'm saying? As long as I can do whatever I can to get you close, to make you think that I want you for who you are instead of the need of you, you won't even know. You'll be tricked. You'll be finessed. And oftentimes it leaves people really soulless, drained. They're sleeping all day. They don't know what to do. And these people are walking around without a hurt or pain in the world because they've learned how to control their emotions to a point where they're in possession and control of your soul and you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's very important to realize and understand that the stronger you are to your insecurities and the things that have took a toll on you in your life, and you know how to resist someone trying to come in and attack you off of that, you could be able to build up your resistance to where it's almost as if they have to take a different outlet. Now, listen, they won't back down. They'll come from the side. They'll come for the left. They'll come for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? That may be tied to you just to try to siphon that energy from you because they know you walk by faith and not sight, whereas they walk by sight and not faith. You know what I'm saying? Everything is in the physical, worldly possessions to them. They will risk their whole life to get it, whereas they know that there are people that may not have as much as them that are walking by faith and are able to acquire things for themselves without having to sell their soul for it. So their whole mission is to make sure you try to capitalize off of all these people's insecurities. Learn them, study them, you know what I'm saying? Figure out their downfalls and trigger them to get them to stay in a certain low vibration so that us can keep surviving in this world like we always have been. That's why, again, I'm not going to say it once, but I'm going to say it twice. The more you become stronger in who you are, the harder the battle becomes for them. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost as if like their attacks, their plans, their games won't work, and they'll have to get hit with the backlash of what they sold their soul for. And some are going to survive and change, and some of them are going to cripple and break down because, again, like I said, what they did is built up a barrier to protect themselves from feeling any emotion to anything that stings, and they went after selling their soul to the worldly possessions, which means I'm going to do everything I can to cover it up, to make it look like I'm not crippling in the background, because the more I have a good appearance and I make you think I'm not a dark person when ain't nobody looking, the easier it is for you to sell your soul to me, and I can keep up with the appearance. You feel me? It's all a well-constructed, crafted mind game. So you have to be understanding and wise that the stronger you become, the harder the attacks fall off. And what happens is now it elevates your frequency to where you're able to get to a state of life you've always wanted to be in, but you couldn't understand why you were at a low vibration, because you were around people that, you feel me, were intentionally trying to siphon your good energy to make you continue to stay at a low vibration. They are very skilled at doing this, and I promise you, they come to you in things that is you know what I'm saying, attractive to you, or things that you may like. They listen, I'm telling you, they connected, they studied everything you like, they come in with that so you can be able to give your, you feel me, weaknesses to them so they can siphon. And then what happens is they make you feel good for an hour to 30 minutes to a couple days to a couple weeks, and then they leave. So that now you're left feeling back that original feeling that you felt, you feel me, before the whole cycle started. Listen, I'm telling you, they're smart and clever. So be mindful and understanding that a lot of these people have the same, you feel me, triggers and downfalls as you. It's just that they sold their soul and maybe you didn't. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, there are a lot more people that walk by faith than sight that have less than the people that walk by sight and not faith. You feel me? A lot of people who have more than the people that don't are the ones who usually oftentimes again, like I said, walk by sight, meaning their appearance, everything they have is what makes them them. Without that, they are a shell of themselves. They have no idea who they are. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because, again, understanding and realizing if those things are taken from you, who are you really? You know? So just be mindful and realize that the very same thing that you can find so appealing, so attractive, so, you feel me, everything that you want, might be the very thing that is trying to cripple you and plot on your downfall. You know what I'm saying? Simply because they are aware and have tapped into the things that they know you want, the things the frequency they know you want to be on, but they know that as long as they're around and they're siphoning your energy, you won't never be able to make it. Sometimes they have a way of where they promise things that they never intend on giving. It's just a form of control. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to promise you this, and you're going to do what I say. And as long as you keep doing it, I'm never going to give you what I promised you. And by that time I decide to leave, you're going to be stuck in a loop. So you're not going to know how to get out. So, you feel me? It's going to be exactly what I intended on doing to you. You know what I'm saying? And then you're of no use. And so I just hop on to the next person. There are a lot of people that you don't understand walk and are like that. You know what I'm saying? Simply because they experienced something in their life that was too damaging, too crippling, and instead of healing it and still understanding the pain and, you feel me, going through life understanding that, hey, I'm not the only one, they turned it into someone that is cold as ice. You know what I'm saying? And they'll burn somebody else just to keep up an image. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep up a certain status. You feel me? Because if a person really knew who they were without all the earthly things they're attached to, again, they're not, you feel me, someone that is really tapped in. They're someone that's tapped into other people's energy. That's how they survive off of life, you know? So again, you got to realize the difference in what's going on in this world these days. Because if not, you'll get trapped in the underworld. You know what I'm saying? And listen, that underworld ain't fun. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that go on down there that people just act as if it don't hurt nobody, and they just keep doing them. You know what I'm saying? And then just keep going on and on and on like this is cool. That shit ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? It's something that replays in your mind every day of how you doing something you really don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, the devil got you trapped. He's charming too, and he look good. You feel me? Vice versa. So people have a hard time pulling out. You know what I'm saying? Versus understanding and realizing that you are the true creator and powerful manifester of your own destiny. If you decide to detach from those things, you feel me, and be able to walk by faith and not sight, you can be able to acquire a life for you once you get your energies aligned up to where you're able to obtain a certain way of life. Otherwise, you'll continue to be trapped. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I started to realize I was trapped for a very long time. This is an insane amount of peace that I have accomplished in my life. And again, it's solely because I'm not attracted to anything on the 3D. You know what I'm saying? There is nothing that's appealing to me. And when it is, or when someone tries to tap into me and try to figure out what it is, I have to control myself. Yeah, you look good. Yeah, you smell nice. You feel me? But I got to control myself. Otherwise, you'll be able to come in and snatch everything that I worked for on my own away from me. And you won't think twice about it. Because, again, you're a person who operates on that type of mind frame. You know? So, listen. Understand and realize that it's two worlds operating right now. And they're very much split. You can continue to stay in the old world and watch it fall down in time, or you can move and grow, you know what I'm saying, into the new world where you're able to understand who you are, you know what I'm saying, and make it to where you don't capitalize off of other people's mindsets to keep growing. Otherwise, you might capitalize off the wrong person and end up somewhere you don't want to be. You know what I'm saying? And again, when you're a person that moves by faith and not sight, you actually care about what others go through because you want the same for them just like you want for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And then there are people who don't want the same for nobody else. If they can't have it, nobody else will. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I'm telling you, because the world is like that now these days, you just got to be careful. Because those people who think like that can have your downfall closer than you think it may be. You know? So listen, understand and be mindful that your defense is your protection. You're going through the same situations you've always been through in your life. It's trying to help you protect yourself against your energy. Because if you have not built up a strong defense for your energy, it will be siphoned by these people that are trying to hold on by a thread. You know what I'm saying? Because people are waking up, and that's something they never imagined. So they were always in the power. So again, you got to think they're not going down without a fight. So the choice is yours on which way you want to live. You feel me? So listen, if you don't know what it is, I just told you. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.